Hey up everybody, Betty's back. Okay, so Saturday afternoon, just watched the footy, we've just won 3-0, yes, come on. Right, so today I'm making a Navratan Korma curry, or vegetable curry. So I'll show you the ingredients, let's crack on. Okay, so we have 50 grams of cashew nuts, we have 110 grams of tomatoes, 3 tablespoons of, you can either use vegetable oil or, as today, I will be using some ghee. 1 cinnamon stick, which is down there, 1 large onion, 3 garlic cloves, a 2.5 centimetre piece of ginger, or thumb-sized piece of ginger, some turmeric, a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of Kashmiri chilli, 150 grams of cauliflower, 200 grams of carrots, which just happens to be 1 carrot, 150 grams of potatoes, which is 2 potatoes, 2 teaspoons of sugar, we've got that somewhere, I don't know where we've put the sugar, tinned pineapple, 90 grams, cut into chunks, 100 mils of the pineapple juice, which is there, 150 grams of the frozen peas, 70 grams of green beans, half a teaspoon of garam masala, which is there, half a teaspoon of cardamom powder, but we've got cardamom pods, so I'm just going to grind that down, and 100 millilitres of single cream. And I forgot to say I'll be making some homemade parathas to go with that, and that'll be 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of ghee again, half a teaspoon of salt, I forgot to put the salt out, and half a cup of water, which you drizzle in stages. So let's get cracking with it. Right, so I've got 3 tablespoons of ghee in here, and I put my cinnamon stick in, and when it starts to sizzle, which it looks like it is doing, we now go in with our onion, which I've chopped up. And it says to fry this for 15 to 17 minutes. So I'm going to have to give this some love. No, that's too big a spoon. I'll just keep my eye on it. Obviously that's going to flavour the onions, cinnamon stick. On a medium-high heat, medium to high. More on the medium than high, I would say. So, I'll come back in a second and I'll show you another stage of this process. Hold on. So, I've added most of the cashew nuts into 100 mils of warm water just to soak for 10 minutes. And in the blender behind, I've already wazzed them up, the tomatoes that were there, I've wazzed them up. So, when this has had its 10 minutes, the water and the cashew nuts go into here and it all blends together and will be put aside, but I'll show you that bit anyway when it's ready. Right, so tomatoes in there along with the cashew nuts and the liquid that I've just soaked it in, and that is going to be wazzed up. Well, it looks a bit soupy for a paste, but make sure it's well mixed up there. Okay, so that's that done. That quick wipe. Right, so on to the next bit. Right, so in here I've got my 3 cloves of garlic and my ginger in here, and I'm basically going to do this by hand in the pestle and mortar and make a garlic and ginger paste. You could do it in the food processor, but hey, I'm going to do it this way for a change. So I'll continue doing that. I'll come back in a second. As you can see, that's just starting to change colour and darken off a little bit. So now, fresh out of the pestle and mortar, is our garlic and ginger paste. That is going in there now. Give that a smush round and cook it out for about a minute. Lovely. Keep stirring it round. So we're making chilli powder after this. Teaspoon and a half teaspoon. So I'm going to add our paste. It doesn't look much like a paste, but that's going in. Looks very pink. Right. That's going in. That mix. Rather funny colour that, isn't it? It's 1 second. You can feel it thickening up actually. So we're going to go in now with 1 teaspoon of turmeric and a half a teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder. There's the teaspoon. Teaspoon of turmeric. Bosh. And half a teaspoon of the Kashmiri chili. Bosh. That's that in. And again, give this a bit of a stir for a couple of minutes. And just let the spices and that come together. I would say it smells delicious, but I'm not really smelling loads because my nose is still pretty bunged up. Well, that's changed colour again. It's gone obviously with the turmeric going in. I'm just going to cook that out for a couple of minutes, guys. Back in a sec. Right, that's at about 5 minutes. I've been stirring this round, making sure it doesn't catch on the bottom. It's looking good. So, next to go in is our cauliflower. Goes in. Just going in there. Along with our chopped carrot and potatoes diced. All of that going in there. So this is a proper veggie dish. So I'm going to fry them. I'm going to continue frying them. Don't take your eye off them because if it catches on the bottom it might, it's going to burn. So I'm going to fry these for about 4 or 5 minutes. I'll come back in a second. Okay, so that's had about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to add 250 ml of water in the mix. I'm now going to season it up with some salt and pepper. Give that a mix up. Salt and pepper. Season to your taste. As you know, we love pepper, so seems to be a lot coming out of there. That'll do. Mixy mixy. Stirry stirry. Right, so turn that down. Lid on, simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. So I've done the usual. I forgot to add 2 teaspoons of sugar into here as well. There we go. So give that a mix up, obviously. You're supposed to stir this about halfway through, so after about 6 minutes stir it through. I've just done a little bit earlier, that's all. So, lid back on. And we'll see you soon. Right, so there we go, that's had its time. So now we're going to go in with the pineapple. That's going in there. The peas are going in. And our sliced up green beans. Very good, very nice. Right, where's my spoon? There we go. Doesn't that look lovely? You just know that's going to be doing you good. Right, so it's lid back on. And 10 more minutes to simmer. So I'll come back in a nanosecond for you. Okay, so while that's still cooking away, I'm just going to add my last components. Half a teaspoon of garam masala. Bosh. In it goes. Like half a teaspoon, quarter teaspoon of the cardamom powder, and our 100 mils of pineapple juice. Give that a good mix up. Should slightly change colour. Yeah, I've just given this an extra, I'm going to give this an extra 5 minutes on top to cook. Oh, there we go. So that's this bit done. I'm going to make sure that these vegetables are cooked because it's got to be reheated again later on tonight. I'm going to crack on with making the pakoras. Parathas, sorry, not pakoras. Parathas. So, see you in a bit, guys. So I'm going to crack on with my parathas. So I've got a mixing bowl out, and it's going to be 2 cups, if I can suss this out, 2 cups of flour, plain flour I'm using, camera over there. 2 cups of plain flour. half a teaspoon of salt, about a tablespoon and a bit of melted ghee. It's going in there. And then you add, bit by bit, some water. I've got about half a cup of water in total, so I'm just going to bring this together. Keep adding it a little bit at a time. These are just plain Parathas, by the way. They're not, obviously, no other bits and bobs in it. It's still quite dry, a bit more water there. It's blooming sticky. Sticky, sticky, sticky. More water. That little bit extra water there, I could feel it starting to feel more like a dough. More water. That's coming together now. It is coming together. Get all the bits and bobs off my fingers if I can. Right, I'll come back in a second, guys. Right, so I've just been kneading this for a couple of minutes, just to make it nice and soft and pliable. And that feels very soft and pliable to me. So, just going to form it into a ball. Back into the bowl, cover with a tea towel, and I'm going to leave that for 30 minutes. So I'll be back in 30 minutes and then I'll second for use. So what I've done is, that's had 30 minutes, I've divided that portion into 4 rounds, like so. So what I'm going to do is, just put some flour, 1 second, let me get myself organised. Some flour down on here. Put that to one side in case we need some more. So I'm just going to flatten this down a little bit. There we go. Just put that to one side as well. The other 3 balls. As I will my butter, because I'm going to need that in a minute. Right, so what we need to do is, just let me move this a second. You've got your little circle. Let's roll this out. It's about a year big, about 3 to 4 inches in diameter, something like that, somewhere along those lines. Okay. So, what we need to do now is, I've got my pan on as well, on a low heat. You just get some butter and just spread this on here, like so. I've got my melted ghee there. I've put some more melted ghee there, which I'll show you, which I'm going to use in a second. Right, so there's ways of doing this. You can either make them rounds, squares, triangles, but the way I've seen it is to make it into a square. So this is what I'm going to do. Like so, like so, like so, like so. A bit more of that. And we roll this out once again as a square. Roll it out, and as you can see, you'll start to get a bit of texture there. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect, it's homemade. A squarish shape will do, or if you're doing a triangle shape will do nicely. This needs to be a little bit bigger. It is shrinking back at the minute. Alright. So, I'm not saying what shape that is, but hey, it's certainly not a square. Right. Oh, just got that. Put a little bit of more flour on there. Right. Flour on there again. All that. A bit more flour. Get the excess off. And I'm going to put this into the pan. It's a hottish pan. So I'll just bring you over and show you how it's done. So it's in the pan. So you've got to wait until it starts to bubble a little bit, like so. And then flip it, and then I'm going to add some of the ghee to it, so it more or less fries it. So I'll come back in a couple of ticks, guys. Right, so I'm just going to flip it over, and you see it's starting to go like that. So all I'm going to do now is spray this, not spray, but coat this with some of our melted ghee, like so, on this side. That turned up a little bit. Just wait for the little bubbles to come up. So I'm going to quickly flip this over again and get it on the oil side, and do exactly the same on this side. Just a thin coating. And we'll give that a minute or so. So quite a high-ish sort of heat that in a minute. Right, I need the cooling rack. So unorganised. Right, put that over here. Oh. Oh dear. There goes my butter dish. Slight mishap there, I've just broken the butter dish, it's gone on the floor. Oopsie. But anyway, as you can see, that has got a lovely colour on that now. Good job we've got a spare butter dish somewhere. Just got to dig it out. Look at that. Oh yes. That's looking really good. I turned it down while that was happening, sorry, because I didn't want to completely burn this. So that is basically how to do the parathas. These are just plain ones. You get like a layered effect, which is really quite nice. So I'll carry on and cook the rest off now. Right, so sorry about the accident, but you know, always happens when I do it. Butter dish is destroyed. So there's my 4 parathas, all cooked nice, and they look nice. Texture feels great. And I've also crushed up the last few remaining of the cashew nuts. So yeah, a bit later on I'll serve it up and it'll be taste testing time. Right, so we're warming this back up now. I'm going to remove the cinnamon stick. It's done its job. There we go. I can go into there. Out of the way. It's coming back up. The last thing we've got to add in is our 100ml of single cream. Make it nice and unctuous and rich. So that's going in there now. Yummy. Get that incorporated into there. And we're going to cook that out for a few minutes so it's nice and warm. So I'll come back when it's serving up time. So there we have it. That is my Navratan Korma curry. Vegetarian dish with homemade parathas. So without further ado, you know what time it is. It's taste testing time for Betty Boy. Right, I've got my weapon of choice, spoon. It's taste testing time. Let's get in there. Looking forward to this. Feeling a bit rough again. Do you know what? That is a very nice curry. I know it's a korma and we like spice. Don't normally have kormas. And we could have chucked some chilli powder in there or some chilli flakes. But you know what? I thought, no, I'm just going to keep it authentic as it is. That is blooming delicious. Potatoes sort of melted into the sauce. It's made it thick. And man will tell you, I'm not one for green beans.
In the 21 years we've been together, I've never bought green beans because you've always said, nah, won't have them.
They're quite nice. They're nice like that. It's got a real nice mellow flavour to it. It's obviously you can taste the curry. The cauliflower's in there. Carrots are in there. Potatoes, like I said, made part of the sauce. That is delicious. And my piece de resistance. Homemade parathas, look at these. How flaky that is. So that's going to be dunked. It's like flaky pastry.
Yeah.
It's lovely. That's going to get dunked in there. And get it down my neck. If you can see that, like the layers in the pastry, in the parathas. It's very textural, very, very textural. Crunchy, but delicious. Considering how little ingredients went into making that. That is bang on. Right. I'm going to sit down and finish it off because I know man's hungry, I'm hungry. And we want to sit down and chillax. It's Saturday night, so once again, thanks for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting. Keep them all coming, keep the likes coming, keep the subscription button pressed. If you haven't done so already, it really, really helps us. So, without further ado, we're going to have a little drink, finish this off, have a little drink and chillax. And hopefully not fall asleep on the settee. And I apologise for my little disaster with the butter dish. It smashed everywhere. Oops.
Things happen.
Things happen. It is what it is. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and we'll see you very, very soon.
See you later.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.